sticker from the government side of the house under the motion. This house would arrange students in classroom based on their intelligence and academic performance rather than on their age. Firstly, before I would like to jump into my argument, I have the burden of proof what is the main problem that is faced by the government in our status quo right now. First is, as a developing country in Indonesia, we are lack on human resources. As a developing country, we also have a burden to provide good human resources so we are able to compete in globalization era. And then the second is, as we see in our status quo right now, we are being left behind approximately 128 years in terms of economical, social, and also in this case is the education side. We believe that from government side of the house, education is the key so we can compete in globalization era as well. And then the third is, in our status quo right now, we have an education system where the arrangement of students is based on their age, which we believe that it's really unfair for the students who has a high intelligence but they are still underage, so they don't have any chance to maintain their skill, ladies and gentlemen. So it's really harm their improvement. And then also, the arrangement based on their age only make a bad circumstances which will not be conducive for their learning process. And there are some children that have a good intelligence cannot go to school because and improve their intelligence because they are still underage, like the case of PSBB in 2020 based on the age of student itself. So it's really harm the student who actually have the high intelligence but they cannot even maintain their education as well. And then also the students who didn't have the same intelligence and academic purposes could not adapt to other students who has a high intelligence. They cannot even engage the lesson and get improvement. So it will really harm them. And then what we see as the government side of the house, why it is really urgent for us to apply this kind of proposal. First is, we would like to make sure all of the students who has high intelligence and the same intelligence can get education as well. And then the second is, the teacher in the classroom will get easier to teach because the good circumstances and then the conducive condition, so the learning process will be better. And then the third is, we would like to make conducive learning process and better circumstances, so it will maximize the learning process, and also all the students can adapt each other. Let me characterize to you the students in this motion. The characteristic of the students. First is, we believe that from government side of the house, there's a student who has a good intelligence and academic purposes since they were born and in the young age. Like there are so many cases, young age student who have a high intelligence but they cannot even go to school because of our education system. And then the second is the students who have a good intelligence, who are having a good intelligence in their normal age. And then the third is the students who don't have a good intelligence and then they cannot adapt with the classroom that not suitable with their capability in that time. So we believe that the student who cannot adapt in the classroom like this, they are tend to marginalize themselves because they don't even have a same capability. So it will create another harm toward them. And then the characterization of classroom. Our classroom in Indonesia right now, we believe that have a bad circumstances, so they cannot even maximize the learning process, and then the purpose of learning itself cannot be achieved as well. And then the third is the characterization of our country. Our country, Indonesia, we believe that still being a developing country, so it has a burden to provide a good human resources to compete in globalization era as well, ladies and gentlemen. And then what we would like to achieve in this motion as a government side of the house, we would like to maximize the students' capability even in the young age. And then the second is, we would like to create a good circumstances in the classroom which gives and support competitiveness, so the essence of competitive will be achieved as well. What kind of the essence of competition that we mean here is everyone can compete fairly with who has some intelligence, who has some capability. So there will be no people or a student who are being left behind. And then we also believe that from government side of the house, by implementing this kind of proposal, is toward the students itself. The student who have high intelligence will get some chances to maintain their skill as well, to maintain their intelligence as well. So they can maximize the potential in their own self. And then also the teacher will be able to teach the students easier than before, because the good circumstances that we make here in this proposal. And then also the benefits towards our country, Indonesia, it will our country can compete as well, because we have a lot of good human resources in terms of education. So we will be able to be a developed country. And then what kind of harm that will happen, what kind of bad impact if we don't apply this proposal? First is there will be a social gap between the students itself. The social gap that we mean here is first from the students who has a high intelligence. They cannot even get a some chance to maintain their intelligence as well, because they cannot go to school because they are still underage. And then also the student who doesn't even have a good intelligence can adapt as well with the circumstances, with the classroom, which have some capability with them. So it will create harm for them. And then also the as what I've give some characterization before, the student who don't have a good intelligence will tend to marginalize themselves. So tend to marginalize themselves from the student who have a good intelligence in their classroom. So there will be some cases like bullying will be happen, because this kind of action they will try to marginalize themselves. So we are from government side of the house. We have proof. We have proved that what is the main problem in our status quo, that we are as a developing country, we are like on human resources, and then also our classroom right now are really have bad circumstances in terms of learning process, and then it's really urgent for us to make sure this kind of proposal to be applied, because all of the benefits towards all stakeholders, and also the bad impact that will happen if we don't apply this proposal, and then we would like to achieve our goal, that is maximize the students' capability even in the young age, and also create a good circumstances in the classroom, which gives and support give the support competitiveness. So the essence of competitive will be rise in our status quo right now. Maybe that's all. Thank you.